Hey guys, here we go for we're starting week 3 of online learning. I don't know about you, but time is going fast. It's almost like we're almost at a summer holiday in terms of time being away from school, and yeah, I just find that time is really moving fast. Probably because I'm finding I have more to do. It might be moving rather slow because you might be finding that you have not as much to do. So I hope you're not too bored. We had some interesting things happen here in On Sound. The pots and pans are being hit outside of homes at 7:30. It happened here tonight, so we got to see that scene again. And if you didn't watch my first video, that happened. I don't know if it happens every night. I don't know if it's just a Sunday thing, but apparently you make some noise at 7:30 just to respect the healthcare workers who are putting their well their lives on the line maybe for all that's going on. So thank you, healthcare workers, again, if anyone is watching. And another interesting thing, we're taking a walk, and all of a sudden we hear this some bells, and you kind of just see this person's arm hanging out of their truck, and you see a red sleeve with it. And anyway, someone was it was Santa Claus. Santa Claus was driving around Owen Sound, and if you didn't know, he was here, and he was driving around Owen Sound, and he was waving at anyone that was taking their walk like we were. So quite an interesting sight to be seen. So times have changed. So Santa's coming out early. So that was interesting. We've got a lot to actually cover this week. There's a lot of things that are coming your way. So Teams meeting. We had a Teams meeting on Friday. I kind of moved things around as I was trying to prepare for it, so the calendar got kind of moved from different times, and people are confused exactly when it started. So we're going to try that again on Wednesday, and I'm going to keep it a regular thing. So every Wednesday I will have a Teams meeting at 1 p.m. and I'll do my best to try and take up some of the math that's going on then, and it's a good chance for us just to catch up and see how people are doing with the schooling and otherwise. And that's a time when I can actually show you in more detail how to do certain things online, because then I can show you just people's names and stuff. Some things that I can't do on a video, I can do in our Teams meeting, since it's not recorded. So it's just more in-depth information. So if everyone could be part of that, that would be awesome. Just so that we know that everyone can use the tool, and that it would be good to see as many people as possible too. So please join us on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Regardless of where the calendar might slide to by accident, it will be Wednesday, 1 p.m. Hopefully we'll see you there. The other thing, so now our task for this week, there is a math order of operations worksheet that I signed on Thursday. That is due on Tuesday, and I'm hoping to take it up in our Teams meeting on Wednesday. So please make sure that you complete that and hand it in. Give it a try. It's called the Math Challenge. The other thing is language. This week we have weekly news, and feel free to read as much as you can just for practice. I mean, you have lots of time, so you have lots of time to just practice your reading in general. Find a great book that's interesting to you. Find a series that you've heard about someone reading, and get involved with your reading. It's always going to be something that you want to improve upon. So read as much as you can. I'm also going to post a journal assignment. So the journal assignment is just for you to tell me how you've been doing a bit, but I'm also going to challenge you with the idea of what would your top wall of story be? So I tell you guys a wall of stories, a bunch of important things that have happened in my life that are good lessons. We all learn important things throughout our lives, and it's really important that we actually remember those lessons. And so that's why I have a wall of stories. And so I'm curious, what would be your story that where something that you learned in your life that was really important to you? Those stories should be shared. That's another way that we can support each other, is that we maybe a mistake happens to us and we want other people to learn from that mistake, or maybe just something you kind of have an aha moment where you're just like, wow, that was a really important lesson, and it would be nice if maybe some other people would learn that lesson or learn from it, which are kind of the same thing, but hopefully you know what I mean. The other thing is science. So some science I have posted on the teams, a grade 7 assignment. It just gets sent to the grade 7s, and then there's a grade 8 one, and that just gets sent to the grade 8s. You're going to complete your science on Teams, whereas Mr. Linner's class is going to complete it in their OneNote. So you don't have to worry about going to the OneNote, but they do. So music. Ms. Took has also posted an assignment for you that it's one page. I created a OneNote page for it. So when you go and look at your assignments, the new ones that have been posted, you're going to see a music one there. The actual assignment itself, the directions, is on the bottom of the page. It's just the way I kind of brought them in. So you're going to see the questions at the top, but your actual assignment's on the bottom, so just move to the bottom of the page. If you didn't notice from last week, there is an optional art activity. It is kind of an ink drawing activity. You can print it out and do it on your own, or the other challenge is maybe you want to try and use a computer and see if you can complete it actually on the sheet. I'm going to give you an art mark, an extra art mark, if you'd like to do it. It is optional because art is not something that we're expected to cover. And just on that point too, this isn't a regular kind of curriculum experience. I'm not supposed to try and, well, it's just not possible. I'm not giving you a regular school. I'm not giving you a regular school curriculum right now. We're trying to get through as much as we can, and I'm going to try and highlight on some things that I think would be really helpful for you to have next year. And for the grade 8s moving to grade 9, we'll try to touch on some important subjects that you're just not going to get away from, and which is the reason why we're still focusing on fractions for a little while longer, because it's something that is just not going to disappear from your life. It is going to be a life skill, and when you go to high school, you really need to know your fractions. So it's the one thing that high school math teachers complain about, that just grade 8 students, or grade 9 students rather, just not prepared to deal with fractions. And even actually in the trades, the workforce, they're finding that too, that kids just don't have the basic math skills to actually do the basic math calculations that they need for the job, because they're not allowed to use their phones for those operations. So just keep that in mind. You want to get good at building those kind of skills. Our math, I'm going to switch to using a tool that I know we have a couple students that actually use it on their free time already, and that's the Khan Academy. Khan Academy has great instructional videos, tasks, and quizzes. Everything that I could create for you is actually there. So there is a link on the top of your Teams to use to actually sign up for our class Khan Academy account. I need everyone to do that. Then once you're on there, you can use that resource for high school too, and just as a good way of you to practice or learn some skills when you're maybe struggling at home with a future math assignment. So this week I just want everyone to get onto the site, and I want to see if we can start to use it. So and again, that's something I'm gonna see if you're logged on or not. So please try and use that link and get signed up in one form or another. Okay. So the other thing that was due is your Welcome to the Real World. Make sure you posted or turned in all of that information, so you can get a mark for that. It was due on Friday. I don't know when the due date is done if you can still hand things in. I'm not 100% sure. If you need to, and some students do this, that you can forward things to me by email, but let's do our best to try and figure out the technology and figure out how to actually post things into Teams. So, should be a busy week. Now remember, don't stress about any of this getting stuff done. There should be a lot of time for you to get your projects done. I know we have Tuesday coming up, so that's tomorrow. You do have to get your math finished by then. But just keep in mind that most of these projects are due by the end of the week. Just do things a little chunks. There's not too much stuff to do, so just go step by step. Don't stress yourself out. Just get things completed, and yeah, just stay positive. So I hope everyone is staying positive and staying well. This whole thing is a challenge. I am finding myself kind of, let's say, there's just a lot. There's just a lot seems to be going on. I mean, just in terms of trying to get my head around all that has to be done, and so I do find myself kind of consumed about all this online stuff, which gives me some empathy and appreciation for some of your parents that do maybe a lot of online stuff in their jobs, because it doesn't really go away. Things just keep on coming to you. The emails keep coming. Just the overactivity, your brain is just always thinking about it. So I am finding that I'm getting consumed with it a bit, but as I get better with it, that will stop. It's just it's just a new experience. So there's parts of it I really like, but parts of it I am quite consumed about. So we'll get there. So let's do our best. We'll stay positive. Let's get things done. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing as many of you as possible on Wednesday, and just to say hello. When we do our Teams meeting, there is options, like if you don't want you're to be seen on video, you can cut that out, and you can just actually be there and just listen if you want to. So hopefully we'll see as many as possible. Hopefully everyone's being safe and being positive. Okay, take care.